What's coming out of your mouth? What's coming out of your mouth? What's coming out of your mouth? It's Shay and Pete. Check him out. Check him out. It's Shay and Pete. Check him.
Alrighty. What's up, everybody? We want to welcome you out to What's Coming Out of Your Mouth, Girl Chat. So, tonight's show is our first edition of Girl Chat, and I have some beautiful ladies that came to chat with me tonight. We're gonna be kind of talking about some things that help us learn ourselves and offer some empowerment or motivation to encourage you all as you are evolving into your best selves. So if my ladies will introduce themselves and we will go from there. So we're gonna start with Miss, I don't want to say your name wrong.
Me, Naava.
Naava.
My name is Naava Ramirez. I'm from Louisiana. I'm a model and influencer, and I'm all about self-empowerment and self-confidence.
All right. Okay, Miss Valarie, Miss V Fairley.
Good evening. I'm Valarie Fairley. I'm from Macomb, but I'm currently in Clinton, Mississippi. I'm an educator and happy to be a part of Girl Talk tonight.
All right, Miss Boss Lady.
Hey everybody, my name is Jessica, aka Boss Lady. I am a librarian. I am from Raymond. I currently reside in Jackson, and I own a small business called Everything Bossy.
Okay, girl. Come on, Miss Brittney.
My name is Brittney. I am from Texas, child, the country, like all day. I'm all about self-empowerment, black activists all day, because we got to take care of ourselves, our own community, you know. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for your introductions. All right, ladies. So tonight we're gonna talk about what would you tell your younger self? So, as we get older, we kind of start to evolve and start seeing some things that we feel like, man, if I had known this sooner, I could be better at this or that. Or I may not have made certain decisions that I made in my life. So if it was just one thing that just pop out to you just right off the top of your head as far as life, what was something that you would tell your younger self? And whoever want to go first?
I would say it's a good thing that you don't know everything that's going to happen to you, whether it's good or bad, because I believe that even the good things, knowing that would be too much to bear. I think everything in life is how it's supposed to be in order to get us where we need to be. If we know exactly what's going to happen, there's no excitement, there's no lesson being learned, things like that.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. I like that.
Thank
And
you.
if you know everything, I mean, how can you grow? Because you already know everything is already laid out to you.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to grow from.
Right.
Yeah, I like that, girl. Okay.
If I could tell my younger self, I would say that you are not alone all day. People with similar experiences, they can help guide you and give you that good information. As long as you trust them, as long as their energy is right. And not being alone, God always has your back.
That's true. Okay.
That's true.
I like that. And a lot of times people do feel alone when you're growing up, when you fit in a certain mode, or you are heavier than some of the other women, or darker than some of the other women, or lighter than other women, or different things, because as a black woman growing up, we are compared to our siblings or our peers, or just people in general. So to know that you are not alone, and it's somebody else that's on your level, I think that's powerful.
Okay, I would suggest to my younger self, listen to the advice that you're given by the older women. I was fortunately able to be around a lot of older women, and listen to the advice, but do take it with a grain of salt, because as time is going, sometimes the things that work back then, because a lot of people be like, for example, something as simple as marriage, well, they stay married. Well, a lot of the times the things that worked back then, honestly, they don't, because things have evolved so much and it just wouldn't work. So take it, listen to it, because a lot of it is valuable, but you need to apply it to your life and your situations as is needed so that it works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sister. We need that back because you are so right. And even listening to songs like Betty Wright, when she said like having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. That song is jamming, but I disagree with that to the 10,000 degrees. Like, I mean, I understand what she means by that, but that I couldn't apply that to my life. So you know what I'm saying? But she got some other good points in the song. But like you said, listen to it, but you got to pick what apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Ms. Valarie.
I would say to my younger self, it's kind of pretty much piggyback on what you all were just discussing. I would say patience. Living in the moment is something that I would tell my younger self. A lot of times we're rushing through the process, rushing through whatever we're going through, different stages in our lives, trying to get somewhere or get to the next level, or just moving really fast. And I think a lot of times I reflect back and realize that there was a message or something in that moment that I missed, trying to get somewhere else, or not cognizant of what was going on at the time. So I would say just be more patient, live in each moment, enjoy each experience, negative, positive. There's always something you can learn and gain out of it.
Amen.
So I would definitely say just be more patient and cognizant of each stage and moment in my life.
I like that girl. I think Naava. How you say Naava?
Oh, she just made me think of something when she said that Vera Wang didn't become Vera Wang until she was 40 years old. And a lot of people don't know that. So it was patient. It was the process that she went to till she got to where she needed to be so she could do what she really wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and I agree with the patience. But I think sometimes we have to move fast in those moments, and we have to be all in those moments because we don't know what's to come after that. So it's like you thinking, okay, let me seize the moment, but then you so caught up in seizing the moment that you may miss the lesson that's in it.
Right.
So I think that's just a catch-22 of life itself, because you don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree.
I think for me, I would say don't try to dim your light. And I wouldn't say that I'm a person that does that, but I think in growing up, when you realize that your talents or your personality or something about you may shine brighter than somebody else's, then you kind of try to dim yours to not necessarily fit in, but not try to overshadow. And I think that a person should live fearlessly in all their boldness too. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how the other people feel around you, you live in your truth, because it's not that you're trying to overshadow them. You're just being true to yourself. And as long as you're doing that, it should not be offensive to the other person. And if it is offensive to them, then that's not your battle to fight.
Agreed.
That kind of brings me to think about peer pressure a little bit, because growing up, junior high school, college, all that good stuff, it is so much peer pressure to do this and to be that and to dress like that. It was ridiculous. So trying to be patient is extremely hard. And you have, it's almost like you got to be born with it a little bit.
And even if you're born with it, a lot of times it's still hard to be patient on certain, different aspects in your life. It's just, I feel like it's a natural thing. I think everybody deals with it at some point in time in their life, not being patient.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good correlation, patience, along with what you mentioned, Shay, with being not allowing your light to, be dim. Sometimes the patients come in according to the people you're dealing with. You have some people that's not as she mentioned, confident, or the peer pressure type, which they do not know how to deal with that. So sometimes you have to dim it sometimes, and enough to pull them up and
Yes.
bring them up, and then you just have some
Mm-hmm.
they're just negative in spirit and they just hateful. So those are the ones I say you get rid of. But some people, you have to bring them along the journey with you. So that's where that patience come in for certain ones, people that you're dealing with that may not be as confident in themselves and don't know how to express themselves. You have to be a little more patient, or may dim your light a little bit to kind of bring them along on board with you sometimes.
And your intuition
Mm-hmm.
will let you know who that person is, take
Exactly.
them with you
Mm-hmm.
or no, that's not good for me. That type of
Mm-hmm.
energy.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. And I agree with exactly what you're saying. And so if you have to dim your light to bring people along with you, you gotta know, okay, well they should be at the point they should be at now. So I mean I gotta do me, because all too often we do practice, okay, dimming their light so that everybody could shine. But
Right.
sometimes people don't want to pop. You know what I'm saying? So you can
No.
keep waiting and
Mm-hmm.
waiting, and then before you know it,
Mhm.
you in the slump that they're in instead of bringing them up to your level. So I think you got to
Exactly.
kind of
Right.
gauge how things are going to say, okay, hey, and I guess we're talking about in friendships, so our conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of got to gauge if that energy match your energy, and some people just gotta let them go, or you
Mm-hmm.
gotta
Yeah,
surround
it's
yourself by
okay to let
somebody
them
else who
go.
go say what?
I'm agreeing with you. I said it's okay to let them go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
that's a good point. Because sometimes we think, who are we
Mm-hmm.
without this friend?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I go ahead and leave her behind, then how is she gonna perceive that? So have
Mm-hmm.
you all had any experience with that?
Sure have.
We
Okay.
all have.
How
Yeah.
do y'all think the best way to deal with that? When you and a friend, y'all matriculating at the same level, and then all of a sudden your star is shining brighter than your friend, and they start feeling away. Because we know somebody dealing with that right now.
Mm.
For me, mine was actually not too long ago where I finally realized, you know what, it was the reason that we stopped talking. It's the reason we stopped communicating. The first time, that was a sign from God, but I missed it. I missed it because I was younger. And then it was something small that happened, really small and non-essential, that happened between me and somebody else, had nothing to do with this person, nothing whatsoever. And it was like, is that shade? Are you
Mm.
okay? So now I'm understanding why the first time happened. I didn't get it because I was too young, but I'm older now and I get it. I understand. You're telling me this was supposed to never happen. We were never supposed to link back up in the beginning. It was a reason
Right.
what happened the first time. And I went cold turkey. Personally, I just went cold turkey. I said, okay, if this is what it is, I'm not gonna say I haven't thought, but I know it was for the best. So I don't question it. I don't wish her any negative. I don't wish her any bad. I only wish her the best. But I feel like it wasn't meant for us to continue on, no matter how long we have been knowing each other, because something so small that has nothing to do with you shouldn't have had such a big and negative effect on you and on us and how you perceive me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I say non-essential, it was really non-essential. So I just went cold turkey. That was my situation, and that's what I did. I just went cold turkey because I felt like, both of us would probably do better now. I know, since I've said, okay, I'm gonna listen to you now. I've started doing this right here now since I've let go of that. Is that the reason why? I don't know, but I mean, the proof is
in the shade.
Yeah, I definitely, and sometimes just in realizing that it is a burden lift off of you because you subconsciously, you feel like you're dragging that person along. You know that no matter what you do, they still not on the same level. So it's like, man, I got to do what's best for me. Because essentially, at the end of the day, you have to practice self-care. You have to make sure you're doing whatever you need to do to be your best self. So you really can't always take the other person in consideration. Anybody else want to add something on that?
Well, I have a question. With that, with what you all just said, leaving a person behind, how would you deal with a friend that is always going through something, always depressed, always something, and when that person comes around, it like drains your energy. And me being the person that I am, I try to be there for everybody. Like, you can be an enemy that don't care for me. If you need help or if you need anything, the type of person I am, I'm just gonna help you or do whatever I need to do. But what do you do about associates that come around? They're always down. It's like whatever you have. Oh, you're light skinned. I wish I was light skinned. Oh, you this. I wish I was this. Like, how do you deal with people like this?
Can I respond to that one?
I want everybody.
Yeah. Everybody got something.
We all got something to say about that.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was in therapy for 3 years, y'all. Okay. I suffered from clinical depression at one point when I was in college. And so one of the coping techniques that they gave us, and y'all, I use this for my family. I use this for my mom. My mom and I were not close. I didn't see her for like a year and a half. I didn't go home when I was in college. So the technique was when you talk to that person on the phone or when they come around, there are certain points where you won't talk. If this is what they want to talk about, you don't respond to them. If it's the negative, because all you can do is give them guidance on how they can deal with it, right? So it sounds like whoever you're talking about, they need some therapy. If they don't want to do what they need to do, then when they come around, you cut that conversation off. You don't continue with that conversation. I did this it took a good year and a half for me doing this with my mom. Like when she would call, let's say if it was about, I don't know, somebody in our family that was always having issues. I'm like, nope, I don't want to talk about that, Mom. I can't talk about that. Part of my program, I can't talk. I literally did this. And it's hard because it's my mom. But I'm telling you this because if I can do it with my mom, it's something that should be able to be implemented with somebody that is just an associate. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can try that. It's not going to be easy at first, and they're not going to listen to you because she did, and I was hanging up on her. Like,
well, the person was a friend, but it got to the point where it was too much. And what you're saying to do is what I did. I was like, if you're not going to do anything about it, let's not talk about it. This is the same thing you talk about every time you come over. Or this is the same thing you talk about every time you call. It's constant, but it's like they don't understand. And I've suggested, to get, maybe seek counseling or something, but for one, they're in denial. So it's like, I'm like lost. I don't know anything else to do. It's like, I don't know what else to do.
You can't help a person that don't want to be helped.
That's what I was just about to say. I had this conversation with someone, what today is? Monday? So last week I had this conversation with someone, and my answer was, do not allow that person to put you on that roller coaster. Because I find that's what happened. You're on the roller coaster. They'll have you going in the same direction. They're going up and down, round and round. Sometimes you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna call my girl and we're gonna talk about this. and afterward,
And it's a whole different
the rest of her conversation is about this, and it's an hour long, and now you feeling some type of way, or maybe if you want to share something positive, your accomplishments or something, we can't get to that because we're on this roller coaster all day. And my suggestion was, when you see it getting that way, do not allow that person to put you on that roller coaster. If you know the situation comes, hey, we're gonna talk about it. Let's deal with it. I'll give you some advice on how it can help you. If you're not taking the advice, that means you either want attention or you're gonna allow yourself to keep doing the same thing, but we're not gonna keep talking about the same thing. And so that was my suggestions, that when people try to get you on their emotional roller coaster all the time, you have to stop that roller coaster, and either I'm going to get off or you going to get off, or we're going to work through this together, but we're not going to keep going up and down on this ride.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, child, yes, honey. Brittney, you want to say something?
I have been in a situation to where you have to not sugarcoat it. You're going to have to tell them flat out, look, you come in here, you come into work, you come to my house, you're being negative. We're going to have to talk about something else, or we can't talk it off. So I just recently went through that type of situation, and it took me to actually find out my words, find out who I am in order for me to say that, because I'm a people pleaser. I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't care if I bought you Chick-fil-A with no sauce. You know, I don't want you to be mad at me. But it's like, forget all that. No, your energy is coming over here. So we're going to stop that right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that you said that you're a people pleaser, because that's just a moment of truth. And most of the time, when we don't be honest with ourselves, we could be a people pleaser, and then we are afraid to have this kind of conversation with our friend because we don't want them to feel like we're coming down on them. And like you said, you feel like she didn't understand, but the thing about it is she didn't want to understand, and she don't want to understand currently. And one thing that we have implemented at work, I just can't do negative people, me personally. I just can't. Like, I just, no matter what, I just can't. I don't care who you are, I just can't. It just do something to my spirit. So what I have started doing is checking my energy, and what we implement at work is check your energy at the door. So if you already know you in a bad space mentally, just go back to your office. So for your friend, if she calling you, you know how she sound when she finna get started. Look, day after day, you know what I'm saying? We know that, you know, they're like, girl, you like, okay, here we go. So it's really gonna be up to you, because like Valarie said, you know, you got to get outside, because they in la la land, like they having a good time. And you know, honestly, I think some people thrive off of bringing your energy down. When
I
a certain kind of person, they really thrive off of it, and they know, okay, she was out, like she said, you don't get a chance to talk about your good stuff. She was like, "What's up, girl?" I tell you. Then they jump in with their little stuff, and it's like, really? So I think it's all on you. Like, we put you on the hot seat. Like, you making a decision today that you gonna tell her, like, look, we can't stop this. We ain't friends.
I mean, I cut her off. Like, we're slowly coming back around and speaking and stuff, because I feel like we can be cordial, but I just know that she hasn't changed. So to protect my energy and my sane, and me being sane, I just, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, how everybody, how the family, and I leave it at that, because I already know, you know, where it's gonna go. So I just kind of like whatever. I didn't want to be the bad person because I ended the friendship or whatever it was, because it was all about her. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like it was attention, but like I say, me being who I am, if I could help her, or if it was something that I could give her advice on, then that's what I was going to do as a friend. But when I saw that it wasn't registering to her, whatever, so I just left it alone. So
and I think we also like have to be cognizant of our time and our that we put in with people, and what are we actually giving them? Because if it's the attention, if you always the one that give it to them and sit around and listen to it, that's what they want. If they're not solving and doing anything with it, they're just babbling on. They looking for some attention. So maybe that's what you may need to take away from. Also, if they want to take up all your time, that's another thing. They don't have anything to do, and they just want something to talk about. So we have to kind of examine the situation and the people, because sometimes, and I have been around a person who it's always something, but sometimes it's just a lie, and I don't know why they want that attention, but they just want to talk about this, whatever's going on or whatever problems they have, and it can actually sometimes not be true. So sometimes we have to kind of examine the person and see exactly what are they want from us, and if I'm providing that for them, I need to take that away. So therefore, they going to either change the conversation or remove themselves from the environment and find somebody else to talk to, because some people just like drama.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so if somebody is in this situation and they decide they're gonna cut the person off, can you go back to being friends with this person when they start doing better? Or if y'all if you done with them, or that person never changed? Like, what do y'all think?
I ain't going back.
If they never change, no, I wouldn't want to deal with them. But my thing is, if I cut you off, I cut you off for a reason. But in a sense, I say that, but people have fallen out every day. You're your best friend. Me and my best friend, we could fall out today. We could pick back up next week like nothing ever happened. But I think it's all about you. If you feel like that friendship or that whatever it is worth saving, then I think yes, it could be done. But you really have to show me that you changed. Like I need paperwork. I need to know that you know. Because it's just gonna be like you said, another roller coaster, and
right.
Don't nobody want to go through that again.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't.
No.
So what y'all think about when this is a situation with a male? So we all know what he's saying without saying. They was probably dealing with females. But if you're in relationship, like people who are in relationship and they may feel like I stayed because, or I'm with them because, so somebody who may be having self-esteem issues, let's say, and they're in relationship and they're staying with this person for whatever reason that that they feel like they're lacking. What would be your advice to women in those type of situations?
Run! Don't do it. Get out of that. Run.
But what if you don't know that you know what I'm saying, that you are better than this situation?
You gotta go if you're not. I feel like no one should stay anywhere if they're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
But people do it. People do it all the time because I think it's more so because they don't what the outside say or what the outside see or what others will say about you. But for me, that goes with any situation. If I'm not happy there, I love me, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm happy. If I'm not happy, then I need to remove myself from that situation. Marriage, relationship, a church, a job, that's just anything. So.
You say from the perspective that they don't know, right? That they don't know their worth yet, right?
Right.
So for somebody, if it's somebody that actually wants help with getting out of a situation like that because it's about confidence, I would suggest, if you really want to, seek out somebody, like, for instance, remember I told you when we started, I'm all about building self-confidence and stuff like that. It's a lot of people on the internet. You can find people in your communities, maybe at your churches, things like that. Maybe one of your good friends. They're really good at giving you advice on how to build your self-confidence. Like you said, the reason they don't know is because they don't have the confidence, and they probably didn't have the role model in their life as they were growing up. So they need to seek out the type of advice that they want, something to help them build themselves up, so they will know their worth, so that they can leave, so they can know that they're worth more. and so they can leave. It's a process, and it may not happen overnight, but them making the effort shows that they want to get out of that situation and that they do want to leave. So that will be my seek the type of help that you need so that you can get out of that situation. Because you can just run off and leave because your homegirl said you need to go. But if you still in your head, oh my goodness, I can't find anybody else. Nobody else is gonna want me. I'm dirty, I'm mean. I know somebody that has been beat down like this by somebody, a man mentally, like would not leave, could not get over him. But once she realized that she was worth more, she was able to work on herself and in the process leave. So, but she physically looked for ways to build up her confidence so that she could go. Like that's real life experience right there from somebody that happened. That's just what I would do. I'll say that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, if sometimes people don't have others around them that build them up. And the fact they have people around here that belittle them and made them have that mindset that I'm not worthy and anybody that chooses me, I should be happy. But I think that's where it comes in with doing your self-work, because regardless how your relationship, you could think your relationship is going well based on the way that you view yourself, your role in the relationship. But the further you examine yourself and determine who you want to be as you continue to grow and evolve into a woman, you may realize that you are not getting everything that you deserve, but the person is treating you the way you are allowing them to treat you. So, it's not always a thing that you have to leave, but I think you have to always be cognizant of how that person is treating you, and is that how you receive love from them.
Set the standard.
So yeah, I think you have to set the standard and the tone, and then don't be afraid to be like, hey, dude, that don't work no more. I'm not that same girl you used to date, so I need you to do a little more. You know what I'm saying? I think if a person is really open to the relationship growing, they should be open to doing whatever it takes to make sure you're happy throughout the duration of the relationship.
And if they're not able to take that advice and to change, even just a little bit, I think it's time to go. Because there is no help. Because as a woman, I find myself in relationships changing all the time. All the time. You need this space, you need this time, you need this, whatever the case is, and I gave it to them, but I can't get anything in return, yet I see these flaws. In order for us to grow together, spiritually, financially, emotionally, communication, it's not going to be worth it to me at the end of the day. It's going to have to, just split ways. Hopefully it's not going to be ugly. Maybe we could be friends after this tonight, but I'm going to need for you to get your stuff together before we can continue on, because I need for you to be in that headspace in order to love me the way how I need to be loved.
And yes. I think that's definitely true. And if someone can't change or evolve, you have to think about how much of that negative space they were thriving off of from you, that that they were living in, to they want you to stay at this stage. They don't want to grow because it will require them to do more.
To grow. To do more.
Yeah. So you have to, that's something else to look at, because a lot of people, they thrive off others. They're more confident because this person doesn't have self-esteem. And because I can continue to do this to a person, I feel more in charge. But until you get that self-worth and understand that, and it's very important to kind of gain that early in a relationship, because a lot of things is hard to break later on. You have to see how much a person is thriving off who you are as a person. If they're not willing to change, then they're comfortable with you being whoever you are, and they want you to continue to stay that way.
Say the word.
Yes.
Sister, butterworth.
Yes.
And I feel, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
And that kind of ties back into what you would tell your younger self. I would tell my younger self, God placed people in your life for a reason and for a season. And I feel like nobody is a mistake, it's a lesson. So each relationship that you're in, you taking something from it. You know, you learning a new person. You know what to look for, what not to look for, or you know what you don't like and what you do like. So it's a reason why that person was in your life, or why that person is still in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Y'all saying some good stuff. I hope we helping somebody out here. So we talked about this on the podcast with my brother last week. So I want to ask y'all, who do y'all think are more likely, and Miss Naava, she was on the podcast at this point, are more likely to ask the hard question or start these discussions? Like when you realize you at that point of your relationship and something is just going astray. Do y'all think the woman is gonna talk, or gonna bring it up, or the man, and why?
Definitely the woman. I just feel like the woman's gonna talk. Men, I didn't even watch the podcast, so I really don't know how this conversation went. I know I'm gonna have to discuss this when I get off. But they're not gonna have. I don't think they're gonna have that conversation. What I find with my husband, he's kind of more observant, and he doesn't, really a lot of times voice his opinions, or what he feeling. Sometimes it comes out in other ways, and so as a woman, I have to kind of hone in on what you really feeling, what you really thinking. And then I have to kind of pull that up out of him and have that conversation. But most time women kind of understand when it's time to have that talk. I just don't think men are able to have that tough. They can have the conversation, but they're definitely not going to initiate it.
Come on, y'all. No, y'all.
Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion alert. I really feel like it depends on the person. Because I like literally, like some of my best friends are guys, and they gonna say what they gotta say, and they will. I know guys. I can say I know a handful of guys that will say, sit you down and say, look, baby, this is what we need to do. This is, but I also have been, like my husband, for example, he will let it fester. He will let it fester. He won't say a word. I would have to dig and pull from him. But as a whole, with all of my experiences, he's only one out of so many more that actually was like, you know what, let's talk about this. So that's why I have that. That's from my experience. I'll say that I've had it where I've had guys actually bringing up versus the women in their lives. I'll say that. Because I'm like the friend that everybody go to get advice. I don't know why. But so when it's not received well by their women, then it's, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say to her? Because she's mad at me now, So that's my little take on that.
I agree with you. I do. I think that I don't know, because man and female, I think it is the personality of that person. If a person is quiet, and if a woman is quiet and kept, and the man is like outgoing, like you gonna hear what I have to say, he's gonna bring it up first. So I do agree with you about that.
I think that most of the time it's the woman. I think men, not that they lack the capability to have that conversation, but most men are non-confrontational. Like if they feel like everything is going good per the woman, then they gonna just remain chill. But when the woman bring it up, oh, then it's different. Okay, well I was thinking something too. But I was just trying to let everything become like I feel like they trying to save us from the rap, per se. But the thing about it is, to me, that's them holding back. And sometimes the woman don't want to initiate. She want to know what's your perspective. Sometimes we be tripping, we really be tripping. So I may bring up something, and I could just be tripping. You can say, well, nah, baby, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not bringing it up, and I'm over here thinking my thoughts, putting it together in my head, I'm going to bring it to you and like, look, is this what's going on? So I think if more men would initiate it, it would keep the women from probably overthinking the situation. But most of the time, it's real when we think of it. Sometimes, y'all know, we be extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I just found like being around men, boys, younger growing up, just friends. I find that when a man's like really into you or really care about you, really love you, y'all really cool, it's hard for them like in any way to say no or be negative. Is they always want to feel like they the safe place. So it's like, okay, I'm a ride the wave. So if you have a problem situation, and you bring it up, like I said, most of them, they're okay with talking about it or trying to help you figure it out, but they're not going to initiate it because I guess they feel like, hey, if I say this, you're going to feel like it's a problem there. And then, so how are you going to react to it? What are you going to be your actions afterwards? Or how would you feel about me? Would you feel differently about me if I say this and you may, take it as a problem or something negative? So I just find that a lot of men will discuss it, but will not initiate it.
Okay. I definitely agree with that. Men do want to kind of keep us in a quote unquote safe space. So they could be there. What you want? They could be their excuse. But I mean, sometimes I think it's just an excuse. But I mean, it makes sense though. Okay. So I want to ask y'all one question before we get ready to wrap it up. So would you rather be loved or feared? So can each lady go around and tell me?
Say it again.
Would you rather be loved or feared? And this can be in any setting and not like, in a bad way, but just loved or feared, however your perception of that is.
To put out the big guns on that one,
say,
I mean, be your authentic self, whatever it is. It's not in a negative light.
Oh,
is it towards anybody or
anything? Like somebody's perception of you. Would you rather them think of you as what would be? Let me just rephrase it, since I don't want y'all to be that perplexed. What is one word to the? Okay, come on now.
I'd rather be feared.
Okay, and why?
I think y'all already knew I was gonna say that. I would rather be feared because a lot of the times when people love you, people say that if they love you unconditionally, they don't hurt you. That's not true. If that's the case, then divorces wouldn't happen. That's the case. Deception within marriages and in families, that type of the things that happen within families, that wouldn't happen. But when you fear somebody, a lot of times, in a way, whether it's respect out of fear or just respect because they scared you gonna do something to them because they fear you, you're gonna get the respect and they're gonna do less to offend you or hurt you if they fear you versus, oh, I love her, but let me go be deceptive over here and she's not gonna do nothing because she loved me back. Nah, forget that. From my experiences have me like that. I love, I'm free loving, but if I had to only choose between the two, I'd be like, fear me. I'm gonna be honest. This is me. Like I think My bio on my Instagram is, if somebody says I'm the sweetest person in the world, believe it. If somebody says I'm gonna believe that too. So it's based off of your experiences with every person, but I would rather be fair in the long run. If I gotta choose the two.
Okay, I like that, and that's good reasoning. You know.
I say a mixture of both.
Okay.
That's me.
It's according the situation,
Mm-hmm.
the people, in the environment. I would pick and choose whichever situation I'm in to determine whether I would like to be loved and feared, because again, like she said, that love can be taken for granted, but that fear also, fear can cause hatred, fear can cause jealousy, fear can cause anger, and a lot of times in those situations people tend to react quicker when they're in fear than in love. So I definitely say it's according to the situation and the people that I'm around to determine which one. So I'll take it both ways.
Hey, okay then, girl.
I'm with her. I would like
You
to
can only
have
pick
both.
one.
I'm never that easy.
I'm the same way. I would have to pick both. It would have to be dependent on the setting, the situation, what's going on. I probably would want to be loved more so. I don't know. That's a very hard decision. I would just have to say both. It depends on the setting or what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Brittney?
All right, y'all. So this might have to be a truth moment right here. So me myself, okay, I am still, and I think a lot of women are, I'm still like in a self-discovery process, so trying to figure out where I am like in life and like my purpose on earth, okay? So at this current moment, from what I believe, I think I'd rather be loved, because as long as I'm able to fish out that negative energy, those people that don't really mean too much, that are evil, or whatever the case is, I have a good circle around me. So therefore, in my mind, okay, there's gonna be positive energy, positive vibes. I'm gonna make it through this thing called life type of situation. So I'm gonna have to pick love.
I know I like
You're
you.
so positive.
Yes, I agree with that, riding that wave. But what Brittney said, I would rather be loved as well. Wait a minute, y'all.
I think I used to feel like Brittney. You know, just want to always, but it's just, I think reality hit when you get around certain people, even the ones that you love or the ones you want that, love you, because people can take that spirit, that loving and giving spirit so much that they can eventually become the people that you will be begin to hate, or because people just they can just go too far. Everybody's not genuine. So that's why I just feel like I would rather be on both sides, because I've seen it all. I know how some people can be when you give them too much love, or they depend on you too much, or they're looking for this energy from you, but they're not giving the same. And sometimes you have to just back away from that sometimes, and give them somebody else. And I'm definitely one of those energy people. I'm very big on energy. You have a great positive energy, I'm all in. But if you bring in anything else, you're not gonna get anything from me. So you have to, it's that's why it's like a give and take for me. It's according, the people and the settings and situations I'm in.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. And then, what I was gonna say before my little audience member over here acting out. I can definitely see both sides, but I think for me, I would rather be loved because I just think that love just conquer all. And I mean, it's gonna be wavelengths a different thing with certain people, but in the end of the day, they're gonna come back and they're gonna know what I represent, and that's what I represent is love. And so they gonna feed off of that. Some people gonna feed off of that love asphere because they don't know um, because that's their perspective of me. But the way I approach it is gonna be through love. So I would rather send out loving energy to people. So I would put it in that term. So for your ladies who was hard to choose, what is one word that would describe you? Since you can't choose between those two.
I would say determined.
I have many different sides.
Well, just one side you want to tell us about?
I don't
You
know.
said one word that would describe us?
Yeah, one word that would describe you.
Okay, yeah. I would pick determined. I have an array of things that describe me, but I would say determined more so because if it's something that I want, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get that. And I'm determined to do what I have to do to get it. So I would say determined.
I don't have one word. I
You don't
can't
have
find
one, so
one
your
word.
word is diverse.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll have to be diverse.
Okay. Do you have a word, Brittney or Naava?
Authentic.
Authentic. Mm-hmm.
Period.
Right. Right. Okay. Just like it. That's it.
I would have to say, and this is to my younger self, so just in case there's some time travel, whatever, girl, this is it. Goddess, okay?
Yes.
And I have come to realize that my tongue, my words, it holds power. I swear to God, like I could be lying to my boss. Ooh, let me not say boss because she might be looking. All right, I could be lying to somebody, and that mess come true the next day. I got a flat tire or something like that happen. And if I speak something very positive and believe in it, it comes to pass. So you a goddess, girl.
Yes, honey. I like that. Come on, manifesting.
It's real.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, it can be another topic. Well, okay, you guys. I am so thankful that you all decided to be a part of Girl Chat tonight. This is only episode 1, so you all, the door is open if you all would like to come back. I'm hoping to build this section a little more and more. So again, y'all are always welcome to come back on the show, or if it's something that you want to personally promote and talk about, the door is open as well. So if you all want to share your social media handles, and they will also be listening in the description box, go ahead and do that before we wrap up.
I guess I'll go. On Instagram, naavaramirez. Let's see, y'all. I'm on what's it called? All the kids on
TikTok.
The new one. I'm on TikTok, y'all. I just hit 1,000 followers.
Hey.
I'm trying to figure it out how to go live and stuff. I'm Naava Ramirez there, and on Facebook, by BY Naava Ramirez. I'm on others. Oh, and YouTube is Naava Ramirez also, but I'm everywhere. But IG and TikTok is my strongest right now. I mean, I'm on Facebook all the time, but as far as content and the fun and crazy stuff, if you want to see my personality, just go to TikTok because you got to be kind of dry on IG. I'm just being honest.
Anybody else want?
You go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so on Instagram it is queen_quality17. Okay, and on on Facebook, which I'm gonna start getting on there a little bit more now, it's gonna be Brittney Jefferson and just Queen B. I guess it's like in parentheses or whatever. But y'all follow me.
My Facebook is Jessica Do Hair Williams. My Instagram, I have 2 pages. My business page is everything_bossy, BOSSI. And my personal IG page is Sexy Fat, and it's PHAT 1988.
You all probably don't want to follow me because I don't share much, but on Facebook, I'm Michelle Fairley, and on IG, I'm Teach to Love.
Yeah, she boring, y'all. She all about
Very boring.
and if anybody don't know, this is my co-host. This is his wife. So he let me borrow her today in lieu of him.
So he shares. He's the mouth of the South. I have nothing to talk about.
Right.
On social media.
Yes. Well, okay, you guys. Thank you all so much for coming and
Thank
your
y'all. Nice
voices
meeting y'all.
today.
Nice
I hope
meeting
that
you all too.
we help somebody, or if it wasn't life changing, it was something that can help you give a different thought perspective to some things that you may be experiencing in your life. So if you got something else to say, Brittney? Okay. Okay. If nothing else, this has been an episode of What's Coming Out of Your Mouth, Girl Chat. Good night.
Have a good night, ladies.
Good night.
Good night.